Dragon Ball Multiverse just revealed recently who created the Multiverse tournament, who started it all, and for what dark, sinister purpose. Today we discuss the very beginning of Dragon Ball Multiverse.
Prepare yourself, Dan Saiyan.
What is up, guys? Blackscape here, and today we are going to dive into a Dragon Ball fan manga that I have not covered in months, and that is Dragon Ball Multiverse. Now, I have not caught up to Dragon Ball Multiverse at all, but one of my subscribers made me aware of a new story in Dragon Ball Multiverse that literally explains why the Multiverse tournament actually happened, and I think it is a really interesting story to dive into that aspect of this long ass running manga, because this thing has been running for, I would say, over a decade at this point, and it doesn't seem like there is any near end to the entire story at all. It's gonna keep going and going and going until eventually we have the winner, but because there are so many side stories, like I said, it's gonna be going forever, I think. And so today I want to jump into the beginning and see exactly how Multiverse actually began. Why is it here? Why did it happen? And who actually pulled the trigger on this thing? Let's jump in. Today's story comes to us from Universe 1, and I love the cover for this chapter because it is very reminiscent of DuckTales. If you guys don't know what DuckTales is, it's an older cartoon that came out a long time ago but had a revamp very recently and has gotten very positive reviews, and I've seen a few episodes with my kids and it is actually really funny. I like that they are homaging to that with this cover. I like that the Varga, which you guys know are the beings that basically assembled the Multiverse tournament, they are carrying the Kais in there. But today we are going to find out how it all began, why there's a Multiverse tournament in the first place, and who exactly created it. Was it the Varga or was it somebody else? Let's go ahead and continue. We begin our story today in Universe 1, year 793, at the Egg City Institute of Technology, Planet Quack. Of course, we are going with the duck puns for the Varga, who are bird-like creatures, and we have two scientists here going Eurequack, which is basically Eureka, both having discovered something phenomenal, something that will change the course of history forever. Making these discoveries at the exact same time, both of these scientists rush to see the Dean to inform him about this scientific breakthrough at the exact same time, but they both have a rivalry with each other that everyone in this university can see clearly. One scientist exclaims that he has made the discovery of a century, but the other one isn't quite sure, just making fun of him, saying that you can't even discover the dust on your own desktop because he is the one that actually created something important today. But the bickering continues, where they begin to throw and hurl insults at each other because both of these scientists are in a dead set rivalry. They don't believe that the other one has discovered anything or any real value and have an extremely toxic relationship with one another. With the second scientist saying that he isn't just a discoverer, he is an engineer, and he has created the most impressive, most significant machine in their entire civilization. And as they both storm into the Dean's office, the Dean is telling the assistant that he doesn't want anything to do with them, but it is too late as they blow past her and charge right into his office, still bickering as they go, asking to be heard out, as the Dean says, "Alright, let's go ahead and hear it out. What do you guys have to say?" And they both explain what they created at the exact same time, to the point that it is too jumbled that you cannot understand anything. For the love of the great Quack, say it again, but this time separate, you balloons. And taking turns, one scientist says, "I created a power level detector better than any ever designed. It can instantly find the strongest beings in the whole universe, and it even detects the ones who don't diffuse energy." The other scientist explains, "Our universe isn't alone. As you know, each quantum state exists in a parallel reality, and I created a way to travel between these universes. Infinity is now within our reach. You're welcome." Personally, for me, I think that the second one is far more important. Going through the multiverses brings us into a whole bunch of different parallel realities, similar to what Whis' spaceship can do, or even if you're going through like different timelines, which I believe is kind of different realities, then it's similar to what Trunks' time machine or the time patrollers can do. So I think that one's far more important because the other guy basically just created a scouter. The Dean finds this entire thing impossible that these two would find two logic-breaking, physics-breaking type of technologies in the span of the same moment with each other. It doesn't sound like it could be plausible, especially since they are rivals and they bicker all the time, and it sounds like maybe a deity actually created and manifested these two inventions at the same time through these scientists to make all this happen. After he explains this, the fourth wall is broken and they look at us and then joke, well, God's controlling destinies? Come on, we're scientists, we don't believe in all that stuff. Of course, we're just joking. But now it's time to prove the reality behind these inventions. The next day, the parallel reality scientists actually went to 10 different universes and brought the exact same scientist that is his rival from those universes to this one to showcase that his machine actually worked. And he says that none of these other scientists in all these other universes discovered any sort of technology to find power levels in this universe, as they all call him a mad duck because they don't believe that he actually found something like this. The power level scientist isn't sure that this guy went to 10 different universes, and he may as well have created some sort of cloning technology than actually gone to a parallel world. I think cloning seems more feasible. Now it's time for the power level scientist to showcase what he has actually done with his invention, and he actually found the location of the Kaioshin, the strongest beings in the entire universe. No one believes him because nobody knows where they actually are. That's when he says that he's actually sent some spy probes to take some pictures of these guys, so that way he can show that he actually did find their location. And that is when the Kaioshin show up and tell them that we do not like you taking pictures or snooping, as they're holding the probe in their hand, all broken, surprising everyone, forcing the Dean to apologize to the Kaioshin, saying, please dear Kaioshin, let me explain. We found incredible technologies, just read page 915 about it. Again, this comic, this beginning story is very self-aware and very fourth wall breaking, but I definitely like it. It's giving me heavy Deadpool vibes, and I definitely like the Vargas in Dragon Ball Multiverse, so this story is really fun to me. After the explanation about exactly what happened with these discoveries, the Kaioshin says that these technologies are far too dangerous to be left in the hands of mere mortals, and they should be banned, but they are astonished that this happened, both these technologies at the same time, by coincidence, so it seems to have maybe a larger meaning or a larger purpose, similar to what they were saying earlier about gods or a god controlling fate. And so with that being said, the Dean is excited. He's like, so you're going to go ahead and use the technologies to find the greatest minds and the greatest powers in all the universes, so you can learn from each other and avoid mistakes and make a perfect utopia and gather infinite knowledge to work for the greater good of the entire multiverse? No, we were more thinking about getting people to beat each other up. Yay, tournament. And there you have it. It isn't even the Vargas who are actually in control of this entire Dragon Ball Multiverse storyline. It is the Kaioshin, the same Kaioshin as you're seeing him here, that got skewered by Majin Bra for getting too close to her while she's in the Majin state. These guys kind of signed their own death seal here with a lot of the stuff that happened in Dragon Ball Multiverse, because they've died and been brought back. So Kaioshin are behind it, even though in Dragon Ball Z they don't like to meddle. In Multiverse it seems like they don't really care as much, and the Vargas have proved enough with their technology to use it for this larger Dragon Ball Multiverse tournament. And if you made it to this point in the video, make sure to drop a comment with hashtag Black Squad for a chance to be featured in my next video as a shout out. Today's lucky winner is going to be Boki Jr. I like to see an MCU style of Dragon Ball. All it takes is good writing, dialogue, and have action movie stars who would take the time to make this a reality. Like, if they could find some really good casting, and I'm not just talking about actors, but I'm talking about like ethnicity wise, like actors that everybody would be satisfied with, I think that a live action Dragon Ball with that MCU Disney money with it would actually be really cool to see. And I do see that in the future, because there's no way that Dragon Ball is not going to be live action. I know you guys are scarred by Evolution, but don't kid yourselves, they'll see the money eventually coming from live action, just like they're making the transition to CGI. Thank you so much for your comment, Boki. This is going to be Blackscape signing off. Take care, guys.
Subscribe for more content. Or perish.